What this church did to a single mom will make your blood boil. You ever think you know how low people can go, and then something happens that just floors you? A woman gets kicked out of a church right after a wedding ceremony, not because she did anything wrong, but because she was a single mother. And what happened next? Nobody saw coming. So this story takes place at a small church in a tight-knit community. Beautiful summer day, white chapel, green fields, all around. Everything looks perfect from the outside. There's a wedding happening, and everyone's dressed up, smiling, taking pictures. You know, the vibe. Love is in the air. People are happy. Kids are running around. Among all these guests is Sarah with blonde hair, wearing a simple floral dress. Nothing fancy, but she looks nice. And sitting right next to her is her 6-year-old daughter, Emma. Sweet kid with pigtails and a big smile. They're there because Sarah's cousin just got married. Unlike any normal person, she brought her daughter along. They sat through the ceremony, clapped when everyone else clapped, threw some rice outside. Normal wedding stuff. After the ceremony wraps up, people start heading toward the reception area near the church. That's when things go sideways. One of the church elders, this older guy with gray hair and a suit that's probably older than Sarah, walks up to her, and he doesn't look friendly. He's got that stern, judgmental look on his face. The kind that makes you feel like you did something wrong, even when you didn't. He tells Sarah, loud enough for people around to hear, that she needs to leave. Right now, Sarah's confused. She asks why, and this man, in front of everyone, says that the church doesn't welcome women like her. Women who have children out of wedlock. Single mothers who, in his words, don't uphold the values of the church. Let that sink in for a second. She's being told to leave a public event, her own cousin's wedding reception, because she's a single mom. Emma's standing right there, holding her mom's hand, looking up at all these adults with no idea what's happening. But she can tell something's wrong. Kids always know. Sarah tries to explain. She tells him she's here as a guest, that she was invited by family. But the elder doesn't care. He doubles down, says the rules are the rules, and if she doesn't leave on her own, he'll have someone escort her out. People are starting to stare now. Some look uncomfortable, but nobody says anything. Nobody steps in. They just watch. Because that's what people do when they're too scared to get involved. Sarah's face goes red, not from anger, but from embarrassment. She's humiliated. In front of all these people, in front of her daughter, she grabs Emma's hand, turns around, and starts walking toward the road. No car. She didn't drive because she got a ride with another relative who's still inside. So now she's stuck, walking down a dirt road in heels, holding her daughter's hand, trying not to cry. And here's where it gets interesting. There's a man standing near the edge of the crowd, suit, expensive watch, clink. He's not from around here. Turns out he's a distant friend of the groom, some businessman from the city. His name's David, and he just watched the whole thing go down. And unlike everyone else, he's not okay with it. David walks over to his car, a sleek black sedan parked near the church entrance, and drives up next to Sarah and Emma on the road. He rolls down the window and asks if they need a ride. Sarah's hesitant at first, stranger danger and all that, but she's tired, her feet hurt, and her daughter's asking why they had to leave. So she says yes. They get in the car, and David doesn't ask a million questions. He just drives calm, respectful. After a few minutes, he breaks the silence and tells Sarah that what happened back there was wrong, completely wrong. He says no one should ever be treated like that, especially not in a place that's supposed to be about love and acceptance. Sarah starts opening up. She tells him her story, how she got pregnant young, how the father left, how she's been raising Emma on her own ever since, working 2 jobs just to keep a roof over their heads. She talks about how hard it's been, how people judge her all the time, how today was just another reminder that some people will never see past her situation. David listens, really listens, and when she's done, he tells her something she wasn't expecting. He says he grew up in a situation just like hers. His mom was a single parent, struggled every single day, worked herself to the bone to give him a chance. And the reason he's successful now, the reason he's got money and a good life, is because someone helped his mom when she needed it most. Someone gave her a job when no one else would. Someone saw her as more than just a struggling single parent. Then he makes Sarah an offer. He owns a marketing company in the city, and they're looking for someone to join the admin team. Nothing crazy, but it's stable, good pay, benefits, health insurance, the kind of job that could change everything. For someone like Sarah, he hands her his business card and tells her to think about it. No pressure, but if she wants it, the job's hers. Sarah's stunned. She doesn't know what to say. This man, this stranger, just gave her an opportunity that could turn her entire life around, all because he saw her being mistreated and decided to do something about it. But it doesn't end there. A few days later, David does something even more unexpected. He reaches out to the church, not to yell at them or shame them publicly, but to have a conversation. He talks to the pastor and some of the board members, tells them what he witnessed, explains how their actions don't just hurt one person. They send a message to everyone watching that judgment matters more than compassion, that rules matter more than people. And here's the thing, David's not just some random guy. He's well connected, respected in the community. And when someone like that speaks up, people listen. The church leadership starts to realize they messed up, not because they're scared of bad press, but because David makes them see Sarah as a person, not just a situation. He tells them about her work ethic, her dedication to her daughter, how she's doing everything right, despite the odds stacked against her. A week later, Sarah gets a call from the pastor. He apologizes, says the church was wrong, that they let outdated rules get in the way of basic human decency. He invites her and Emma back, not just to visit, but to be part of the community if she wants. No conditions, no judgment. Sarah takes the job. She moves closer to the city, gets Emma into a better school, and for the first time in years, she feels like she can breathe, like she's not just surviving anymore, she's actually living. And David becomes a friend, not in some fairy tale way where everything's perfect, but in a real way, someone who saw her at her lowest and decided she deserved better. This whole thing raises a question that's bigger than just one story. How many people out there are being judged for their circumstances, instead of being seen for who they are? How many single parents, people struggling, people just trying their best, get written off because they don't fit some narrow idea of what's acceptable? And how often do we stand by and watch it happen? Sarah's story could have ended on that dirt road, humiliated, rejected, stuck in the same cycle, but it didn't. Because one person decided to care. One person decided that doing the right thing mattered more than staying comfortable. If you found this story as powerful as I did, hit that subscribe button. There's another story coming up next that you absolutely need to see.